Time to prep, time to prepare. Hey class, what's going on? Mr. G here talking about sub videos today and how you can prepare if you're ever out of the classroom. Hey class, so today's video I'm going to be covering how to plan ahead if you're going to be out of the classroom. So what do you need to do if you're out of the classroom and you don't really have a full-fledged sub setup like some veteran teachers do? I've got some teachers who they have folders and folders and folders of this is a great lesson plan for a sub. This is a fun lesson plan for a sub. This is also, no, some teachers don't have that back catalog of stuff that they can use, because that was about to fall and that was gonna be a big mess. Some teachers have a giant catalog that they can use to pull from to create these excellent sub lesson plans. So if they're ever out, they have something pre-prepared that they can take care of and make life a lot easier. Now me, because I do the YouTube thing so much, I decided let's cut out the middleman. I'm not gonna make any additional videos and then put them on the channel here. I actually made another channel just for my sub videos. So if you go back through some of my older videos, I do have some examples of what I do. Now, this is pretty much the setup that I do with my sub, where I'll set the camera up, I'll do my quick lecture.
Hey class, today I'm not there. This is what you guys gotta get done today. Let's go over the assignment. The assignment that you guys are working on is A, B, and C. I need this done in this amount of time.
That's usually how the video goes. And for a sub to come in, and we gotta be honest here, most subs that we have don't teach our class on the regular basis. So they aren't well versed in how to do product creation. They're not well versed in the elements of art, the principles of art, color theory. There's a lot of things that we as instructors need to do, and this helps kind of facilitate that measure. For me, when I'm out, I'll set the camera up and I'll do a quick sub video and go over my stuff. Now my class is a lot more college level based, where my tutorials that I have to do for my students are very short, minimal based, and I don't have to do a lot of cuts. But you don't need a lot of expensive equipment. Most of us use our cell phones. When I started filming these, I did use a cell phone. I had like a little mini point and shoot that also shot HD video. That's the only thing that I gotta stress, is make sure that the video quality that you're getting is a good proper HD audio. And the only reason is because usually we're putting these up on a Promethean board, and the Promethean board is not really, it's not a great TV as far as viewing goes. So if you are watching this on a Promethean board and you have your students watching that, you want to make sure that the picture is as clear as it possibly can be, because as we are visual learners, seeing something and not having it be all sorts of fuzzy makes it a lot easier for us to swallow that information. Second thing is too, if you're recording on a phone, make sure that your audio is very clear and concise. Now me, I have a mic that I have on top of my camera so that I get good quality sound. If you're shooting a video, I always kind of cup the speaker side. I'll cup that with my hand, so when I'm talking and I'm taking that video, the sound of coming out of my mouth is going directly into that cup, which is creating kind of a mini amplifier for the sound. And if you do this a lot like I do, and you're actually going in and editing and you can see the waveform, if your waveform is very visible and you can easily see how that thing moves, then it's a lot easier to edit and make sure that your audio is synced and proper and everything goes good. Now, music in the background, that's up for debate. I mean, if you want to add that, you can add that. Me, I like to add it just because I like a well-rounded atmosphere when I'm having you guys watch my videos, and it just makes it a lot more pleasing for me to edit with. It gives me a little more something to play with. So in my district, we have to have a sub folder. Now these folders are kept up at the front. I have a couple notes in here for my substitutes, so they, this weird like blinding thing. My subs need to have some basic information. So what does my basic schedule look like? What do where my class rolls? What kind of stuff is in there? And I put that in there. And then I have an additional 3-ring binder. And then I have an additional 3-ring binder substitute notebook that I keep at my desk area, so that I can pull that out, set that on my desk, so that my sub knows what to do. And I've gotten really good. A few years back, I started making a single copy of, hey, here's what you're gonna do today. And I leave these out for the sub, print them in mass, because all the directions are always going to be the same. You can print these off at the beginning of the year because you're not going to really change your schedule that much during the course of the year. Print those off, have them in the subfolder, and then I tell them at the bottom, I said, write your notes for me on the back, so that I can just flip it over. So then I can flip through them, and I can read all the notes from my sub. And it helps me teach. It's a great foundational tool just to have in your toolbox for a veteran teacher, new teacher. But having some sort of game plan for you to use is very valuable, to where you can ensure that when you are out, and I know us as art teachers, we don't want to leave materials out, scissors, glue, markers, colored pencils, none of that stuff out, because we're not here to watch over that. And creating these videos, these interactions, and making this a consistent thing makes it a lot easier for students to come in, watch the video, take care of the materials, and clean up accordingly how you have your room already set up. And one of the big key things to creating these videos is having that consistency, to where I'm here giving my instruction to the class, the sub is in the room watching the class, doing the classroom management portion for me. But by creating this environment of where I am still giving the instruction, I'm still giving the daily driving force of the class, the students are more applicable to do what you've always taught them to do. So if you are brand new and this is really early in the year, this might not be the time that you can say, I'll leave out scissors, I'll leave out glue. But for me, I've set my stuff up to where I have a work table that has certain materials on it. There's a count system that's on there. I can leave and I can come back and I know that the count will still be right, because I've set up those parameters to ensure that I have certain students who will check off to make sure everything is there. That creates a more versatile classroom for my students to still create all the artwork that I want them to create while I'm not here, but also create a safe space to where I'm not here, but I can guarantee that everything that I left behind is still going to be taken care of. But coming up with these little tricks, little tips on what you can do to elevate your classroom by creating these little videos, creating a system and having a system in place to where you can ensure that when you are not there, the students are still receiving the same instruction as if you were there. It makes life a lot easier for you in the long run. Makes your administrator really appreciate what you bring to that school, as well as anybody else in your system, in your district, in your county, parish, wherever you teach. All these things will really help to create and elevate the level of our class and elevate what we bring to the table. Okay, so I think that really wraps it up. Future video, FYI, if you know me, I like clay. These are going to be some future ceramics tools for my students in class, and what we're going to be using them for. So stay tuned for that video. Other than that, let's go over our homework stuff real quick. Make sure that you don't forget to like, subscribe, share on all the various platforms. As always, if you have a question, comment, concern, raise your hand down in the comments below. Happy to answer those questions for all my classmates. Other than that, I will see you guys next class as always. Until then, later guys.